thank you very much for watching the replay. And if you're new to this channel, glad that you arrived. Glad that you've arrived. And as always, if you have any questions or thoughts, comments, please put them in the box below. So without further ado, I have three things basically that I want to discuss today. The first one is the topic of this video and what really scares me. I'm reading my notes. I'm going to give you an update on my home, and I am going to tell you the direction that I'm going to take this YouTube channel. I suspect you have a little bit of an idea, but I thought I would just confirm it to all you new people. Hello, everyone who is here. So the first thing on my list here is something I did a short video on, what really scares me the most. And first of all, I'd like to say, I'd like to believe that I don't live my life in fear, although I suspect I do, and I suspect that most people do. But that is something that I'm really, really aware of. I don't want to live based on fear. But diving in deeper, what really scares me is settling in for my current life, my current existence, and believing this is my life and that's it. And that really, really does scare me. And that's why I am changing directions, so to speak. More on that later. Another thing that scares me is not expecting more out of my life, because sadly, I think as a lot of people mature, they just accept their lot, so to speak. And that really scares me. I never, ever, ever want to fall into that trap. Another thing that scares me is becoming lazy in terms of keeping physically active. And so that I know from experience in my caregiving moment in my life, and also from what I see around me, is that the exercise is so important. It's important, obviously, for the physical body, but it's also so important to me for my mindset. So if I, rather than stopping working and maybe sitting and watching the television, I make an effort to walk. And you know that I love to swim. If you don't know, I love to swim. So I'm very, very much aware that I have to keep moving. And that scares me, the thought of not doing that. And I suppose the same thing follows through with eating, to make sure. What scares me is that I would get into a funk where I wouldn't cook for myself, because I cook for myself every day, never go out to eat. And so I don't like the idea that I would settle for just eating anything. So that's another thing. What really I'm so aware of is I spend a lot of time by myself, mainly because I am self-employed. And so I have come accustomed to being by myself with Henrietta the turtle and Miss Evie. And I know that that is not healthy. That scares me, to be so content being by myself. So again, that's another thing that scares me and I'm aware of, and I'm setting out to change that. I have to push myself to do networking with business. And I know you would probably assume, well, Carolyn, you do these videos all the time, 334 to be precise. So you couldn't possibly be an introvert and happy by yourself, but I am. So maybe the videos are my way of pushing myself. I never thought about that, but that could be the case. And finally, and I don't want this to be a negative video. I just want you to maybe think that maybe this is you and change your mindset a little bit. The other thing that scares me is getting into routine, doing the same thing day in and day out and day in and day out, and letting my body lead my journey rather than my mind. At case in point, this week, I woke up and I have a routine. every morning, like everyone else does. But I thought, no, I'm going to change this. So I got up, and Miss Evie and I went to a park and had the morning just walking around the park. I should say I carry her because she's really lazy, but it was out in the fresh air. It was different from the normal routine. And it was only about 45 minutes that I was doing this, but it shifted everything. And so that is one thing that I'm aware of. I don't want to get into routine. You know, it's like a habit, which is a good thing. A habit, you get up and you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you get dressed, but it can become mundane, and that scares me. So I'm aware of that. Um, I want to tell you a story. So how I deal with this, really, when I reflect back on how I got here, was I used to work for my first and only job working for somebody in the corporate environment, because I tried that, didn't work. But I used to work, funny enough, in the real estate industry in a referral department here in Fort Lauderdale. And I worked with this woman who was considerably older than me. She probably was my age at the time. And she used to say that she was 99 years old. So I would call her 99. And 99 said to me that she lives her life in this manner, is that she tries to stay interested. She tries to stay interested so that she's interesting. She tries to stay interested so she stays interesting to others. So she invites those people into her world. And that really, really stayed with me. And I also come from a line of one parent who stayed interested in a lot of things. And it really, really formed me on what I deem I do to not be afraid. So, one thing that I have that's in my nature, but I've taught myself as well, is to never, I always am learning something. Sometimes I have too many things going on at once, but I'm constantly trying to feed my mind, to learn and to explore, because I think that's sort of my obligation. Because the more I learn, the more interested I am, the more interesting I can become. Um, I always am aware. I'm aware of having an inquiring mind, to keep learning. I discovered today that grapeseed oil is good for your face. Who knew? So it's just those sort of things, just to keep learning, keep learning, keep learning. In terms of trying to learn new things, as you may know or may not know, I'm a vegan. So I am constantly trying new recipes. Now, I know that's a small thing, but it ties into keeping myself interested in other things. Um, I I am so aware of how important it is to keep this body that I've been given healthy, that I exercise. And so that is, it's really, really important for me mentally and physically. Another thing that I do to ensure that I am not frightened or fearful is to really become aware. I've become really, really aware of who is surrounding me and the influence that they have on my mindset. I've got another story for you. I have a friend who will remain anonymous. And I recently was speaking to him, and he's 4 or 5 years older than me. He's not that old, but he made this comment that old people, kick in the teeth, become cranky after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I didn't say anything because I thought I'm not taking that bait, but I thought, where in the world did you find or believe that? And if that's the case, why are you with these people? It was just so absurd to me. And so I know it's very important to be aware of who I surround myself, because I don't want to pick up on their fear. And that essentially is what it's all about. Hello, everyone. Hi, hi. So, um, I when upon reflection and becoming aware of what scares me and ultimately scares you, I think awareness is key. The more you know, it's some sort of television program here. The more you know, it's a commercial. The more you know. So awareness is key. And um, I've also learned that I and you have got to make a commitment to ourselves not to be led by fear, not to be scared. Because ultimately, you and I know after living here for so long that it always works out correctly, as it should be. There is sort of a master plan. Um, I know the Arabs have a saying, "What is written must be done," and I truly follow that. I just have the trust that everything will be okay, and but I'm aware of what is lurking in the back of my mind, what makes me scared. That is the wrap up of the topic, but I wanted to give you an update on my house, which finally sold. Yay, Team Carolyn, it's sold. I have a couple of about 6 weeks to clear everything out, but it was a very good offering that I accepted, and I I am on my way. It's taken a while, and but the right offer came along. So now what I'm doing is I am planning for the the move, which I actually have been doing for a while. I have been decluttering really since my caregiving role finished, and then also since I put this condo on the market last July. There were legitimate reasons it didn't sell. There were legitimate reasons, but I have all the closets 99.9% cleared out. And I just now have to sort everything out. So I am going to, what I thought I would do is I would document this part of my journey. And I will do it in terms, it's for myself, if I'm honest, so I can see how I have done this. And also, it is for you because you might learn something from my journey if you indeed are going to take that journey as well, even in a small way, maybe not as madness as me, but I I'm going to document everything, and I am going to be doing multiple videos. Initially, I thought I would do one every day, but I really honestly can't do that because this is very time consuming in terms of deciding what to do. And so it's just going to be spur of the moment. I'm going to lift the phone and say, this is what I'm doing. And I also am going to put updates in the community page on the YouTube channel so that if I haven't put up a video, you can see what's going on there. As I said, I've got about 6 weeks. So I've got it all planned out because I did do my mind map because I live by a mind map. And that is it. I've also attached a PDF, a booklet that I created a while ago about living a simple life and the questions that I get on how to live that. And it's a question and answer. You can, and I'm hoping that it'll be a good guide for you if you decide to go down this road and live a simple life. And that is it. Any questions, anyone? Hello, hi, hi. Any questions? I am so excited. And I'm a little bit scared, dare I say, of this massive change that's coming my way. But for me, if I'm completely honest, as I am always with you, if I don't make a change, I will be so disappointed with Carolyn. So disappointed. So I'm going to go right through that fear onto the next side. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm always surprised more. Yes, I will be using the community page. And I'll just be it's going to be my online diary. And let's roll. That's all I can say. Do I have a location picked out? I'm going to my sister first, and my sister lives in the UK. So I'm going to Wales. I don't know. It's interesting actually because I wasn't too excited about going in the wintertime because I've been there, done that, don't want to do that. And I know eventually I will have to maybe deal with the colder weather. But yeah, so it's all perfect timing because while the condo sells the beginning of March, I will have to hang around for a couple more weeks and I'll let you know why that is the case. But yes, that's what I'm doing. So that is it. It's a wrap. If you have any questions, please just leave them below. I'm delighted that everyone is here. And until my next video, which should be pretty soon, I wish everyone a really good week. Thank you so much for staying with me on this journey because it's been highs and lows and highs and lows. And I was directionless for way too many years, but I think I know I found my path. I wish everyone a good day. Stay well, stay safe. Prayers for Ukraine and the Middle East. And I will see you very soon. Toodles.